What's going on, movie meals? Movie meals. It's been a while since I've been on. I've been on multiple vacations because I go home. Because I have a good reason to go home. But,
Because of me.
yep, because this guy right here. This is my brother Nick. He's been on before. You checked out our BFG review. Nick was on there. I got to give a shout out to my partner in crime, Kyle, Mr. Brester. And rallying around with Comic-Con dropping and me being super busy, he rallied the troops, rallied some great friends. He got a favorite to the show, Carson, on, a new guy in Andrew who did a tremendous job on many of the trailer reactions. So good work, shout out to them, I salute you and tip my hat to you. All right, now Nick, what are we here to talk about today?
The Killing Joke.
The animated Killing Joke that was released in theaters for a day or two nationwide. First Batman R-rated film to come out. Had Mark Hamill in it. It was. Yep, we went and saw it. We had a good time. So Nick, you know how this works. We're gonna talk about the positives.
Yep.
We're gonna talk about the negatives.
Yes.
Wrap it up. We're gonna give this a score out of 10. Why don't you go first?
Okay.
Actually, what are you eating today, Nick?
I'm having some Reese's Puffs, peanut butter chocolatey flavor.
And I got a Hot Pocket because even though I'm back at my parents' house, I'm still poor.
Yep.
All right, Nick, why don't you start? Let's rally with the positives first.
Okay, so some positives for The Killing Joke is obviously Mark Hamill was incredible as the Joker, as he's always been. I cannot remember the guy who played Batman, but he is also very good.
I can't remember his name either. Kyle would know.
He would
He's probably mad at us right now for not remembering.
But all the voice acting in it was good.
Very
and
good.
At times, is this a spoiler review?
Yeah, spoilers.
Okay, so at times the animation was like incredible. Like there's a moment when like the Joker like looks, and it just like it looks so good. I just wanted to cry.
You're talking the iconic image of him.
No, a different one. It's him turning and he's looking at like the theme park.
Oh yeah.
And it was
very
like
good.
really noticeable to me how good it was. So there were some parts of the animation I really really liked. And then obviously it was faithful to the comics. It was like I haven't read all the comic, but the beginning of the comic I've read, and it was just like picture for picture like what was in the comics. It was really faithful and it was really good, and the story was obviously really really good, and it was dark.
Was the Barbara Gordon stuff in the comic? All that opening with Barbara?
No, the opening wasn't, but once we got to the Joker, it was in the comics.
Okay, that's right. It's been I read this comic. It's been a long time.
Yeah, so those are my positives.
That's it. Well, I agree. I thought the animation looked really good at some spots, especially the iconic image of him turning into the Joker and whatnot. Voice acting was incredible. One of my favorite moments this entire movie was when it opened up with Mark Hamill talking, and the picture that opened up was George Lucas and Mark Hamill, and all I could think about was Star Wars, my baby and my love. But no, yeah, the voice acting was really good. The animation did look very good in some places, and it's a fun story. It's one of the better iconic Batman storylines in comics, and I think it worked well as a feature film. I thought the animation did look good, and I thought it worked really well.
Yeah.
Well, that was fun. What about your negatives, Big Hoss?
Okay, so my negatives were the beginning of the movie that wasn't part of the comic. That was the Barbara Gordon story. It just felt like a TV episode that was just played before the actual movie to me. Like it just felt kind of out of place. And it makes sense because the story isn't quite long enough for a feature like the Killing Joke story. So they needed to add something, but
and I think they were trying to set up her emotional attachment to Batman, so then when the Killing Joke part happened with her, it really made him extra angry.
It just felt kind of out of place, and I was just like ready to see the Joker, and it took a while till we got to the iconic scene where he walks up and the Joker's flipping the cards on the table. Like I was super hyped for that, and it took like an extra half hour to get to that. And then actually like another negative, which is kind of a positive for me, is sometimes the animation was really weird. So at times the animation was like stunning, but then there were some times where it just looked like it was like gel moving on the screen kinda. And so it was like at some points of the movie the animation wasn't very good, and at some points it was phenomenal. So I agree. It was up and down. The animation was kind of up and down for me. But yeah, that was my biggest negative of the movie. It was kind of just the beginning. It just felt odd to me.
I'm with you there. I love Batman. I like Killing Joke. It's a great story. But that Barbara Gordon stuff, at first I was like, all right, this is kind of neat. This is an interesting way to go. And it did feel like it felt like we were watching 2 different episodes of a Batman show, kind of.
Yeah.
And that Barbara Gordon stuff, I was like, I was enjoying it until there was a moment where I was like, all right, can we just get to the I'm here for Mark Hamill and the Joker fighting Batman. I love Batgirl, but come on, man. Like I wanted Batman and Joker to face off, and then once Joker got there, I just couldn't take my eyes off the screen. I liked it so much. But the Barbara Gordon stuff was fine, but it did feel like a short in front of the actual main event. It felt like an appetizer to dinner, and I wanted dinner right away. I didn't want an appetizer. And I agree with you on the animation as well. I thought there were some parts the animation it looked like they just didn't have enough budget for it. To be completely honest, I love Batman. I love the character. I'm not the biggest comic book guy, but there was something about it where I was like, this could have been done more. You could have given an extra couple of bucks, and this could have been done a little bit better. Yeah. Because they made some moments look really good, like really good. Some scenes that just looked so great right off the page of the comic book. Yeah. But some moments didn't look very good. And the Barbara Gordon stuff, that was my main problem. And yes?
Also, one more problem I had with it was some of the dialogue in it.
I was just going to say the script was another problem I had.
There was just a lot of dialogue that, like, a lot of it was just taken right out of the comic book and was, like, word for word what they said, but it just felt weird in a setting where there's characters actually moving. And then also some of the dialogue in the Barbara Gordon, extra that wasn't straight from the comic was still weird, and there was parts where you just laughed because it was so bad.
There were moments that I thought some of the lines were pretty bad.
Yeah.
There were moments I was like, this is good stuff. This is written well. But there were moments where it wasn't delivered well. It wasn't written well.
Yeah, there was, weird dialogue.
All right, but I still enjoyed it. I was glad I went and saw The Killing Joke in theaters. It was really cool getting to see a Batman animated film, because I've seen, not a whole lot, but I've seen a lot of the iconic ones.
And it was good that it was R. I liked how it was dark.
It was cool. But in all honesty, you could have told me that was PG-13, and if I didn't know it was R, and I just came out and was like, that's PG-13 outside of a couple of swear words. Yeah. There wasn't much. It wasn't. I mean, you could make if we take Batman v Superman and the Batman in there, all you got to do is add some blood, and that's an R-rated Batman because it's so violent. Yeah. And this I did like that was R, is I liked how they were a little bit more mature with it, and they swore and did some of that stuff, and you need to with the themes of what happens to Barbara that Joker shows Jim. But overall, I enjoyed it. You got a score out of 10, Big Dog?
Yeah, I am gonna give it. So I really liked the movie. I thought it was a really faithful adaptation to the comic, which is the biggest thing for me. And even though I haven't finished the comic, from what I've heard and what I've read of the comic, it's very, very faithful. So I will give it a 7.5 out of 10.
A 7.5. I agree. I thought it was, from what I remember from the comic, pretty faithful. There were moments where I was like, but there were a lot of moments I was like, this is good. I really want to keep watching this. I love anything Mark Hamill does. And I did enjoy it. I'd go see this again. That's how much I liked it. And I'm gonna go a little bit lower than you though. I'm gonna go a 7 out of 10. Killing Joke, it's good. If you didn't get a chance to see it might still be in today in some cities. So go check out The Killing Joke if you can. If not, wait till it comes out on DVD and rent it.
It's already out on DVD.
That's true.
So you can go buy it.
Check it out. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in to Movie Meals. As always, we love you all to death. And again, Mom, it's been a while, but thanks for watching.